Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel, Time with Lauren. Today is episode 1 of a new series, Converting to Clean, where I'm going to teach you how to ditch the store-bought pre-made foods and how to cook everything and prepare everything your family needs from scratch. Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. On today's episode of Converting to Clean, we're going to make ranch dressing. Ranch dressing, along with all dressings, is super easy to make at home, and it's an easy swap that once you master, you won't have to rely on the grocery store with their yucky ingredients, and you can whip up a batch in 5 minutes anytime. Let's go ahead and get started. What you're gonna need is some sea salt, onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper, and garlic. I do prefer fresh garlic, but if you're in a pinch, I've made it with only garlic powder. So you also want some chives if you like that, and parsley. You can do both dried or fresh. And then for the base of the dressing, you're going to need half a cup of buttermilk. I prefer whole milk buttermilk that's cultured. This is my favorite. And then mayonnaise, which I will show you how to make homemade, but for this recipe, we're gonna use store-bought. And then you're gonna need half a cup of either Greek yogurt or sour cream. To make this recipe, you can make it as a dressing or a dip. That's one of the beautiful things about making your own dressings and condiments at home. You can customize it to exactly your family's preference. So if you are making a ranch dip for your kids or for someone to have on a vegetable tray, you would want to use a little less buttermilk and a little more mayonnaise, sour cream, or Greek yogurt. And you're just gonna taste it and see what flavor profile is best for you. Sometimes I will also add a little bit of lemon juice, and that's great if you crave more of that sour acidic note that some dressings have. You can add a squeeze of apple cider vinegar, red wine vinegar, or even white vinegar or lemon juice. To get started, all you're gonna need is a little jar or a dish, and I like to use mason jars for all of my salad dressings because it makes it super easy to mix everything in, put your lid on, and shake it up. So let's get started. So we're first gonna start by pressing our garlic. Now you can either press your garlic, you can put your garlic in a, chop it really fine and mince it, or if you're just using garlic powder, then just add that in. But today I'm just gonna use 1 clove of garlic in a press. We're going to chop our herbs. So I have some fresh parsley here, but if I do not have fresh parsley, then I make it with dried parsley, and that works out just fine. So depending on how your family likes it, you might want to start out with dried parsley if it's a little too strong or your family doesn't prefer the thick texture of a fresh chopped herb. But do whatever your family likes, because the goal here is to replace a grocery store product. And so you have to customize it to your taste, and that's the beauty of it. It's easy enough to do that once you experiment with the recipes. So we have our parsley, and now we're going to chop some chives. These are fresh chives from my parents' garden. These are actually not chives, I'm sorry. They're actually green onions. But my mom has the most huge green onion plants, and we have just been enjoying them all year long. They just keep giving. Give it a little bit more of a fine chop. All right, and we are done with that. We have our fresh herbs chopped or our dried herbs ready to go. We are just going to start by assembling this. So I'm going to start with half a cup of Greek yogurt, and you can also use sour cream, half a cup of mayonnaise, and half a cup of buttermilk. And this recipe fits perfectly inside of a pint mason jar. So that is my preference, but like I said, you can make it in whatever you have. There you go. So that is that. Now we're just going to add our herbs. We're going to add some good sea salt. That is to taste. I probably add about a half a teaspoon. some fresh cracked pepper. And then a little bit of garlic powder and a little bit of onion powder. All right, now that is it. We're just going to put our lid on. And give it a shake. All right, y'all, we did it. There is our homemade ranch. Couldn't have been easier. Consistency is perfect. And if you want it a little thinner, like I said, this is beautifully customizable. So if you want to make it a little thinner, add a little more buttermilk. You can also use whole milk if you're out of buttermilk at the time, and then just squeeze a little bit of lemon or vinegar in for your acid. And you can also make it thicker by adding more of the sour cream Greek yogurt or mayonnaise. Just do it to your taste. That's the beauty of this. That's what I want you to learn, is that cooking from scratch does not have to be difficult. If you guys prefer like a dill cucumber ranch, you can add some fresh or dried dill into your ranch as well, and then grate up some cucumber and put that in. So there is so many variations. You just have to learn to master the basic recipe first, and then you can change it up to meet your family's needs each time you make it. That is it for the first episode of Converting to Clean, your homemade ranch dressing. I hope you saw how easy that was to make, and I hope you're inspired to try this yourself. If you want to switch to something clean from the grocery store and you're working on cleaning up your family's diet, from less processed foods to more from scratch, I would recommend mastering one thing at a time, and either every week or every month. That's one thing you eliminate from the grocery store that you can make at home. Now, like I said, you don't have to have every ingredient for the recipe exactly. We can use Greek yogurt or sour cream. We can use mayonnaise or leave it out. You can use buttermilk, whole milk, whatever milk you have. I've even made it with dairy-free milk for myself so that I can have it dairy-free. You don't have to have fresh herbs. You can use dried herbs. You don't have to have fresh garlic. You can use dried garlic. You can make it spicy or not spicy. You can make it more acidic or more creamy. You can make it thicker or more of a liquid consistency. So whatever your family prefers is how you need to make it. So I encourage you to try this. Get in the kitchen. Let your kids help you. This is such a simple recipe that kids can even help with. And I wanted to show you about one thing that we do like, because we all of our salad dressings from scratch, is a pourable mason jar lid. So this is a wide mouth jar, so it's not gonna fit on here, but I wanted to show you. I just grabbed the wide mouth jar to make the dressing, but if you use a regular mouth jar, and they also make these for regular mouth jars, but this is a pourable spout. So if you have kids who are self-serving their dressing or their dip, you know, dip would be easier to dip out with a spoon, but if for dressings, this makes it so nice and pourable, and it snaps right on. And when it pours, it doesn't make a mess, and the lid does not leak. And these are the Mason Tops brand. I really like these. I've been using these for many, many years. And this is what I put on top of my salad dressing jars usually. This time I just grabbed a large mouth jar to make the recipe, but I did want to show you this. We put this on all of our salad dressing jars, and it makes pouring so much easier. So if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any comments, drop them down below and I will chat with you. And also let me know what recipe you want to see in the next episode of Converting to Clean. Do you want to see another salad dressing? Do you want to see homemade mayonnaise? What do you want to see? Just drop the comments down below. All right, see you next time. This recipe is best after it's set for 2 hours, but most of the time we just make it and use it right away.